All right, here's a man who doesn't yet run the joint, but I think someday will. Adam Kinzinger in Washington, and he is standing by. He's a congressman on his way to a very secret meeting, but I know about it, so it can't be that secret.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's first of all, let's talk about the tax proposal that the president dropped today. It's a one-page tax proposal, and I'm not exactly sure how is it? Are you guys in the House, especially in the Republican caucus, are you guys looking at this as the opening statement in a negotiation?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have, to be honest with you, I haven't read the one-pager yet. Maybe I'm wrong.
I can read it to you. It's very...
It'll take 3 minutes.
It'll take us, not even. It'll take us about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's very top line. And, look, I like the aspiration of let's get to a 15% corporate tax rate and let's include, small businesses in that. And, the benefit, look, the rest of the world most of the rest of the world has a corporate tax rate around that level. And so what you're seeing is a lot of companies that are multinational companies that are actually leaving the United States to seek that lower tax rate, not just because they're, quote unquote evil corporations or anything, but because they have a responsibility to their shareholders, a fiduciary responsibility. And so we need to make ourselves more competitive. But, I think, look, the House kind of has a blueprint. We do have a blueprint. The White House will put out theirs. I think somewhere, whatever the middle looks like, we're going to have something that works. But look, tax reform is going to be really, really, really difficult. We already have people coming in here talking about how, this change is going to affect them and that change, and so this is a really difficult process, but definitely worthy of some attention and work.
Okay. On the personal side, you heard that he wanted 3 tax rates from 7, reduce them to 35%, 25%, and 15% for personal income tax. Is that something you think has widespread?
10%.
10%. I'm sorry.
And actually, there will be a 0% tax rate for couples making under $24,000 a year.
To get the lowest income part of the scale, and then he wants to eliminate, basically all write-offs except for mortgage and what was the other? The charitable deductions.
Yeah.
Does that have widespread?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, simplifying the tax code is always good. I mean, it's your accountants aren't going to be overly happy about it because it'll put them out of work. But we've talked a lot.
I thought we're trying to create jobs here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's unfortunately, we'll see what happens there. But the whole point is if you have a simpler tax rate, the hope is you can. We always use this as kind of an anecdote, but eventually file your taxes on a postcard basically and so if you have less deductions but lower rates, or you have a higher standard deduction, so instead of the standard deduction of a few thousand for an individual, and then everybody ends up itemizing, you have a larger standard deduction. So to simplify it for most people, I think it'll give the economy and individuals room to breathe and keep some of their own money. It'll stir economic activity, and we all know, even the left and right agree, when the economy's growing, the tax receipts to the government actually increase because more people are working, paying taxes, and everything else. So, what you see in that one pager is not going to be the final. There's going to be a lot of negotiation. There'll be some negotiation probably with the Democrats too. But it is this is last time the tax code was reformed was 1986. I mean, and that's totally unsatisfactory that we're 30 years into an old tax code.
Now, I'll ask you, this is a politically charged question, Congressman, because there's a lot of it going on, but stand by. Hold on. Listen, you got to go learn about North Korea. This is the easiest part of your day. There are a lot of people saying this, and I happen to be one of them, and I would agree that with myself, that I think we need to know how the president and his family benefit from this personally.
Yeah.
Because they benefit to the tune of tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. I agree. I've called on, I think, Trump made a commitment to release his tax returns. I think he needs to follow through on that. And I think, look, there's been a great history in this country of people running for president or being president, releasing their taxes because, ultimately, when you become president, you don't work for yourself anymore. You work for the American people. Your life is an open book. And there's nothing that can show your life better than you're looking at your tax returns. So I think that needs to happen. On the other hand, you're going to have some that try to go against tax reform because they say this will benefit President Trump and his company. Well, it may, but I don't think he's going to be doing it to his benefit. Anybody that that owns stocks or has a business or anything like that will see a benefit from this is the hope. And so to say, if somebody benefits from something that's not necessarily good, you'll have some that